What if Adolf Hitler pursued and didn't give up on achieving his dreams of becoming an artist? Perhaps he wouldn't have harbored evil political deeds that shattered the world or resulted in the Nazi Holocaust. Maybe the story would have been different. Life wasn't fair to Adolf Hitler at an early age, but his unfortunate and unprecedented childhood doesn't in any way justify his brutal regime and world peace terminating actions. He was a major villain of the 20th century. How evil was Adolf Hitler? Join us as we uncover the evil deeds of the man who single-handedly started World War II. Not too far from the border separating Austria-Hungary and Germany, Braunau am Inn, the birth town of Adolf Hitler. He was born as the fourth child of 6 children on April 20th, 1889. At a young age, Adolf knew what he wanted to do with his life. He wanted to be an artist, but his father was not supportive of his ambitions. Adolf was assigned to a technical school in Linz, despite his desire to attend an art school. Things went haywire in 1900 when Adolf Hitler's brother Edmund died of measles. Adolf went from being a cheerful, fun-loving, confident child to a cold, hate-filled child who despised and fought with his father and teachers. Regardless of what happened to his brother and how it affected him, Adolf was adamant about becoming an artist, but his father was obstinate. Alois appears to have wished for his son to follow in his footsteps and pursue a successful career in the Customs Bureau. Adolf did poorly in school on purpose, hoping that once his father saw how bad his grades were, he would allow him to pursue his dreams. After the death of his father, life was not easy for Adolf Hitler and his mother. They lived in poverty, and at the age of 47, Adolf's mother died of breast cancer. Adolf eventually ran out of money, and he was forced to live on the streets and occasionally in a men's dormitory. His talent sustained him when he was at his lowest. He made money by selling watercolors, advertising, and painting postcards. When Adolf Hitler was in Vienna, he began to develop anti-Semitism, terror, and racist ideas. After finally receiving his father's estate in May 1913, Hitler relocated to Munich, Germany. A year later, in February, he decided to apply for Austrian military service, but he was deemed unfit. When World War I broke out, Hitler successfully petitioned the Bavarian king to join a reserve infantry regiment. He served on the Western Front in France and Belgium, as well as at the Battle of Somme, where he suffered a thigh injury that required him to be hospitalized for 2 months. Hitler received 2 awards in 1918 for his bravery and courage. When he learned of Germany's defeat, Hitler was stunned. His anti-Semitism ideas grew stronger at this point because he believed that Germany did not lose the war on the battlefield, but rather was ambushed and betrayed by groups on the home front, particularly the Jews. After the war, Hitler returned to Munich and was advised by his military superiors to join the German Workers' Party, known as DAP, where he was immediately accepted. The Gemlik letter was Hitler's first written account. It was evil, and in this letter he stated that the government's unwavering goal must be the total annihilation of the Jews. The name of the party was later changed to Nazi, and Hitler even designed the party's banner. Hitler was not only talented in the arts, he was a master of crowd manipulation. He spoke with authority, and the audience listened with passion. On July 29, 1921, he was elected party chairman, defeating Decker by a vote of 533 to 1. As the leader of the Nazi group, Hitler was immersed in power, and he even launched a mass movement to ensure that all members of the party shared the same goal: to massacre German Jews, foster inequality, and terror. The Nazi Party was growing to become one of the biggest in the country. Hitler wanted to change the government, so he had plans to carry out a coup in Bavaria. He tried to gain the support of top officials, army, and state police, so they'll all ensure the success of the revolution he was trying to stir. But none of these officials supported Hitler or the Nazi. On November 9, 1923, Hitler and his supporters marched from the beer hall to the Bavarian War Ministry, intending to overthrow the government. Unfortunately for Hitler and his puppets, the police launched a counterattack, and the failed coup resulted in the deaths of 16 Nazi members, 4 policemen, and a wounded Adolf Hitler. He was arrested for high treason, sentenced to 5 years in prison, and temporarily lost his position as leader of the Nazi group. While imprisoned at Landsberg, Hitler decided to write an autobiography, Mein Kampf, meaning My Struggle. In his perilous book, he referred to the Jews as dirt germs and international social poisoners. His sole aim was to eradicate Jews from the face of the earth and transform Germany into a one-race country. A year after his imprisonment, Hitler was released. When he returned, the Nazi group was greatly deteriorating in strength. Hitler was looking for a way to bring back the party's prowess, and the ideal opportunity presented itself: the Great Depression. Hitler was a man who used situations to get what he wanted. He promised the people that he could help reduce the effect of the collapse of the stock market. After a series of maneuvers, Hitler won the people's unwavering support and went on to become Chancellor. Following the death of the German president in 1933, Hitler was appointed as both Chancellor and President of Germany. He single-handedly started World War II, knowing full well that his actions would lead to a war. Hitler desired control of Poland, but the British government, which had signed a treaty with the Polish government, disagreed with his plans. His main military goal was to conquer Poland, defeat the Soviet Union, and exterminate the Jewish race. The massacre began. The Nazi Holocaust. Between 1941 and 1945, Germany and its counterpart slaughtered over 6 million Jews. Concentration camp executions, mass shootings, and even suffocation in gas vans. It amounted to genocide. They devised methods to eliminate all Jews because Hitler saw them as a threat to his rule. Hitler enacted the Nuremberg Laws, which resulted in all Jews losing their German citizenship and being barred from marrying Germans. This heinous law made the killing of Jews legal in Germany. In November 1939, a group of Germans took to the streets and attacked any Jews who came their way. It was legal, and it resulted in the murder of 96 Jews and the destruction of approximately 2,000 worship houses. It doesn't end here. The child euthanasia program, as well as Operation T4, were carried out in order to eliminate disabled children and adults. It was a no-compromise situation in which anyone with a disability was killed maliciously. Children under the age of 17 were forced to fight in a losing war in the concentration camps. They were given candy in exchange for their lives and sent on a suicide mission. Adolf was widely regarded as one of the world's most brutal and evil rulers. He wasn't even killed or tortured by having his fingers plucked out one by one. A day after their wedding, he and his wife committed suicide. Hitler was the embodiment of modern political evil, killing over 15 million people. What do you think of Adolf Hitler? Do you think if he had achieved his dream, he wouldn't have been the evil Adolf we all know today? Let us know in the comments below, but first, don't forget to like this video and turn on the notification bell. You're gonna love our next story. Till next time, bye.